The Bush Family Electronic Meeting by Adrian Bush, Mary Bush, and Xavier Bush. Kids' issues. These are the issues that the kids are having with the current electronic regime. Electronics are taken up relatively without explanation. This is a big point of ours because when electronics are taken without explanation, it frustrates all of us. And I think if you explained why you wanted to take away electronic, it'd be better in the long run for both of us because we wouldn't get upset. And sometimes when we argue why our electronic is being taken away, that can get you guys in a bad mood, and it just overall is a bad situation. So I think if it was explained why our electronics were taken, even if you just say like we just want to talk, then that's at least better than just saying because I said so. We know you guys are the other boss, but it's a lot easier for both of us, I think, if we're just transparent with each other.
Some games can't be paused. You know me, I'm the Fortnite guy, and it's a live game, and so our issue is that I can't pause it, so I can't come when you guys ask me to do stuff. So starting right now, I'm going to be getting off my Fortnite games, and I'm going to be doing what I'm told if it is an emergency.
What do you mean get off your Fortnite game?
Like just shut off the computer, shut off the iPad.
Okay.
And a lot of when we talk about this, obviously an urgent situation overrides this, but we just hope that you'll keep in mind some of the stuff that we are suggesting with this.
The taking of electronics with no explanation can put some of us in a bad mood. Like the other day, Adrian got kind of upset when his phone was taken away, but it's not just him. All of us kind of get in a bad mood when our electronics are taken away.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a big talking point of ours, and it is mentioned a couple more times throughout our presentation.
Adults' issues. These are the issues that you guys have about us and our electronics. Kids aren't always responsive. If you ask us a question, we might not respond right away, so we need to work on that.
It can take more than one prompting to get stuff done. A lot of times you'll ask, let's say, for example, not to pick on Xavier, but Xavier will be downstairs. You'll say, Xavier, come on up and put away the laundry. And then you'll say, Xavier, come on up and put away the laundry. And a couple of minutes later, you're like, Xavier, come on up and put away the laundry. And that can be very annoying for you guys, and it also stresses everybody out when you have to ask us more than once to do stuff. So starting from now, we're going to make an effort to come right away unless there's a conflict, and if there's a conflict, we will let you guys know what the conflict is, and you guys can make that decision. But if we have something going on, we're going to tell you that. And we also said that we're going to start a system where we cover for each other. So if Xavier's in the middle of doing something, then let's say Mary can empty the dishwasher for him. Or if I'm in the middle of doing homework and Mom asks me to put away my laundry, Xavier can put away my laundry. And we'll give and take.
I'm skeptical of that.
Yeah, but we think we can do it.
Okay.
We're going to work very hard on it.
Another problem you guys have is we give short answers, and we're gonna fix this by us putting down our electronics and giving a solid 1-2 sentence answer and get fully involved with the conversation. And this is a problem because like you guys want us to just be engaged, but we're on our electronics, so starting now, it's no longer gonna be a problem.
A lot of this stuff you may be skeptical of, but we're going to try very hard to just make this a good relationship. Chores aren't always done. Sometimes we get home, we get distracted, stuff happens, and then you guys come home and none of the chores are done, and this frustrates you guys. So we're going to make an extreme effort to get our chores done, and we had a couple of suggestions that we could help with that we thought could help us. For example, having all the Alexas in the house remind us at 3:30 to practice guitar.
Great idea.
And they said that Mom set a reminder on their gizmo for them to practice guitar. And I was thinking I could do that on my phone. So that way if we get home and we get distracted and we're on our iPad or on our phone, then all of a sudden Alexa goes off and she says that you guys need to do your chores and stuff, then we'll be like, oh, okay, I gotta do my chores before I can do this. Yes.
Do you think that that's the order that should be?
What do you mean?
That you come home and get on your iPad and then wait for Alexa to tell you?
No, but we're saying in case we forget, we're gonna not get on our electronics when we get home. But in case something happens and we forget that, that's why we thought the reminders could be helpful to help us.
One thing I want to say is there's this thing called screen time on the iPad where you can shut down the thing and you can't play any games except for like clock and stuff and apps you don't use. And I feel like we could do that like right when we get home for 30 minutes so we can't even do anything on our electronics.
Yeah.
So that would just force us to get all of our stuff done.
Do you think that's necessary, Xavier, after this discussion?
Maybe.
I mean, we hope it's not, but it'll help us to have reminders.
Okay.
It'll be better for Alexa to go off while we're already halfway done with the dishwasher than Alexa to go off while we're all downstairs playing the Xbox.
Okay. How kids can improve. These are the main things that we're going to do to improve on this. Taking 10 seconds out of our day to answer questions, and not just 10 seconds, but however long it's going to be necessary to give a good answer to a question.
We have something later on in our presentation that's a discussion time, so I won't talk about that right now, but we have some stuff in mind for how we can get our discussions in.
Come the first time asked unless there is a conflict. If there is a conflict, tell mom and dad what the conflict is. So if you ask us to maybe do the dishwasher or something like that, and we're doing something important on the electronics and we can't get off right away, then we should tell you guys that so you can understand.
I like that, Mary.
Ray, you can take this one. No, I'll do that. Yeah. So don't get in a bad mood because of the electronics. This happens to all of us in different ways, but our electronics get taken, we get in a bad mood, we're grumpy for the rest of the day, then you guys get grumpy that we're in a bad mood, and then everybody's grumpy, and it's not a good situation. So I think that we're not going to be perfect, but we're going to try to be in a better mood while we're on our electronics and not get so into deep to them that when they get taken away, we struggle. We're going to try to be better.
Know when to put electronics down. For example, grandma, grandpa come in from Florida once, twice a year, done for the rest of the time they're there. Company, homework, chores, etc. Just we're gonna know when to put the electronics down, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier, as I forgot to mention it, situational things. So there was a couple times, we don't do it as much anymore, but we would be about to leave for like a road trip or something, and we'd have a Fortnite game started, and we'd be walking out, and we'd be like, forget something. When we went to the Iowa-Maryland game, I forgot the bag because I was on my phone. So we're going to try to limit those situations as much as possible.
That's a good insight, right?
How mom and dad can improve. If we look like we're in the middle of a game, just assume we are. So if it's not really important, just maybe try to wait until we're finished with the game.
I'll assume my foot up your ass.
Or ask one of the other children to do something. Because as we mentioned before, when we're covering for each other, this is one of those times where that would kick in.
Don't ask again too quickly. So if you guys tell us to do something, just know that we are going to start doing it. And let's say that we're watching maybe a Lemony Snicket episode. We're going to have to pause, hit the back arrow a bunch, and we'll probably all just be ready to get out. But if you guys ask us again in 10 seconds, then you guys start getting mad. But really, we're just trying to wrap things up, and everyone gets stressed, and we're all just kind of in a bad mood. So just try not to ask again too quickly, and everyone will be in a good mood.
Just try to keep that in mind, and because it stresses everybody out when we ask more than once, and we don't need to put people in that situation if it's not necessary to.
Explain why electronics are being taken away, because then we know, to do it better next time, and so that won't happen anymore.
Understand that we are kids and we want to be on electronics. So just value that in our free time. We'd probably want to be on electronics. So just try to, like, we know that we have stuff to do around the house and we have to pull our weight. But just keep in mind that we would also like to have our electronic time too, because we like to be on electronics. The proposition. This kind of sums everything up, and some key things that I wanted to add. Starting when Mom gets home each day, there will be 10 to 30 minutes of discussion, uninterrupted discussion, where we talk about our days, etc. So during this time, there will be no electronics unless we're showing something on an electronic that has to do with the conversation. And this is like 5 things, high, low, just what happened in our day, and then maybe something that we learned in school, stuff that interested us, and we can have conversations. And I think this will help us out a lot because we'll get our conversations in, and it'll be good. And because of this, we'll wait till when Mom gets home to ask our questions and have our conversations.
Okay.
Answer questions asked respectfully and fully. If you ask us a question, we won't just give a really short answer and we don't really know. We'll try to explain it more and add some details.
One of the things we forgot to mention earlier is we're going to try to stop saying stuff like when you ask us to come, we're going to try to stop saying hold on or just a little bit or just a couple more minutes. We're going to try to explain what the situation is instead of just saying those, because I feel like those can get annoying and you don't really know, so you kind of, it's just not as good when you say just hold on. It'd be better if you explained, just can you please wait a second, I'm in the middle of a game that can't be paused. I think it'll be done in about 5 minutes, so if you can, just give me that time. And obviously urgent situations override this. So a lot of our issues are, like, we'll try to explain what the situation is, but if it's something that really needs to be done or addressed, then that overrides everything.
Yeah, I like what Adrian said. I think it's just a small thing that we could all fix doing that, and I feel like just something like that could probably make a huge difference. Alright, don't take away electronics without explaining. Again, we covered this. Makes us feel stressed, but you're the boss and you do what you want.
Get chores done. We'll make sure to get our chores done and try and do it before you guys come home so you don't have to keep asking us.
This should allow us to have our electronic time, and it should allow Mom and Dad to have their questions answered and get their time with us so we can all converse about our days. And I think in general this plan should allow so that a lot of the issues that you guys were talking about will be addressed. I'm not saying they'll all be fixed because we're not perfect, but I think we'll make a hard effort to try to get better at those things that you guys are frustrated about, because we understand why those things frustrate you.
Alright, and a new thing we're going to try to do is 1 game of cards, board game, whatever, 3 nights a week with required participation, even Dad and Mary.
So in the end, we just think that this plan will allow everybody to get some of what they want without having to give up too much. And we were willing to sign a contract or something like that to make sure that we stick to what we talked about. And I think in the end, this will better both of us and make our family better. And yeah, I just think it'll be good for us. And I'm going to try to fix personally. We're each going to talk about what we're going to try to fix personally and work the hardest at. I'm going to try to not be as argumentative when electronics are taken away. And I'm also going to try to understand where you guys are coming from. And I think that will just help us in general.
I think I need to work on getting this stuff done right away instead of you guys have to keep asking.
So what are you going to work on?
The contract.
So you think you need to work on?
That's fine.
Don't get in a bad mood.
Maybe don't take their electronics without asking.
No, not that.
What did you have in mind, Dad? For
Get
Mary?
in a bad mood and being able to regulate that.
Yeah, my main problem is being in a game I can't pause and short answers. So I'm going to be willing to stop playing my game of Fortnite.